can't really update you on who's available and who's not really till after the session today. We are down to the bare bones now. That's the way it is. But like we have done, we're going to keep ploughing along and hope for a positive result tomorrow.
Is there any news on Gavin Gunning and Danny Rowe? Obviously, Gavin with that nasty injury and Danny's health.
Yeah, the specifics on that are that Gavin, he's fractured his nose, he's fractured his eye socket, and he's got a laceration on his face. So we're just waiting to see if he needs an operation or not, which will obviously be a more lengthy time out. Hopefully he doesn't, because of the position of the fracture on the socket. So he might not, but he could well need an operation. So I can't update you other than he's not available tomorrow. Danny Rowe, that's the one where I was mentioning before in terms of he's one of the players that we're trying this morning, and we'll go from there.
What does it say about your team, do you think, that you've won 4 straight despite facing some serious injury issues?
Well, I think the turning point was obviously you're going to get adversity in the National League. It's how you bounce back from that. And look, we didn't play great at Woking. Performance levels were low, and we got what we deserved there. But the bounce back at Wrexham to be leading till the 85th minute was impressive. Deservedly should have won the game. We didn't. But again, that little bit of adversity, despite the performance objectives being ticked in that game, we came back strong from Woking. So then we've gone on a little run since then, and the lads are getting what they deserve at the moment because everyone's coming together. The players that are injured and not involved are really around the lads that are involved, and there's a real great togetherness. And I think that's shown that we played in a different way against Eastleigh in the second half because we knew what we were up against in terms of we had one sub left after 50 minutes, but what we did was we restricted them and kept them at arm's length, and they didn't test Scott at all. So it was a really different type of performance, but a really impressive performance. So I think we can tell a lot from the group, and I think they're showing everything that perhaps past teams haven't in the recent times here, and we've really got that great togetherness and team spirit.
Continued your strong home form as well. It's now 9 unbeaten, and everyone aspires, don't they, to have a strong home record. But why do you think this club has been able to achieve it?
I think there's been a whirlwind of positivity since the trust has taken charge. Really, I know obviously in the first 3 games of last season they hadn't perhaps got what they wanted in results. But I think the positivity started then. I think the club was turning then, and it was a great time to join. And that's probably one of the reasons why I'm manager here in terms of my decision to come here, because I realised what the potential of the club is. And now we've got 5,000 in regularly. It's a really positive arena. When we're up against it a little bit in patches in the games, the crowd are fully behind the team. And yeah, long may it continue.
7 clean sheets, is that as big for you as the prolific rate in which your 2 top scorers are finding the net?
Yeah, both boxes matter, so we want to be ruthless in both, and the goal difference suggests we are, but we're not getting carried away. 13 games, we're not even a third through yet, so look, our feet are on the floor. Got to maintain our work rate and the intensity that we're training at. We want to train how we want to play, and look, we need to be in the upper echelons of the league come the turn of the year and when we get our full squad back.
50 matches in charge. I suspect you feel pretty good about how that initial half century has gone, and what has given you the most joy in that 50 games?
Well, the grey hairs haven't. My grey hairs coming forward now, so I think the 50 games have aged me a little bit, but no, it's been really enjoyable. Really enjoying working with the staff, with the board and the players that we've obviously recruited. It's been a really enjoyable ride, but it's 50 games, and yeah, it's a shame it wasn't over one season because the strike rate, our win rate would have got us promotion. It's spread over 2, so the trap is to make sure that we don't come off it now, and we've got to maintain our standards for the remaining games, 30 games or 31 games we've got left. Can we maintain our win ratio, and we're not going to be far away, are we?
1 point off the top now, will it be significant even at this stage if you can get up to that first place position and lead the way?
I think you only want to be at this summit come the 44th game, however you do it. If you're there for the next 31 games, fantastic. If you're not there for 30 and you make it on the last game, even better, because the joy will obviously be felt all round. But I'm not looking too far ahead. We want to take one game at a time, and we know what we need to do tomorrow to get a result against a really technical team.
Dagenham don't tend to draw many. It's kind of been a very good start for them. form's not been quite as good since. They score a lot, but concede a few as well. What do you see in them apart from perhaps the fact that you expect a technical game?
Well, I think their form and the way they've gone at the start of the season is fantastic. The way they open up the pitch is brave. They're a possession-based team, but I know where we can hurt them, and we'll certainly be trying to do that. In terms of what I suggested earlier in this interview, is that they had a bit of adversity and unfortunately didn't bounce back as quick as what they wanted to. They got the win obviously against Southend, and Halifax is a tough place to go, and it was a tight game on watching it back. So look, they're going to want to keep their home form strong, which it has been. It can be a tight pitch down there as well, so hopefully that'll work in our favour with 3 games in the week, and our third one being the away game. Perhaps we can spring off from in positions there. But look, both teams are going to go for the jugular, I'm sure. They're a very positive-minded team, and so are we.